Today I'm going to show you uh, there are meta cards currently sent into the game, and when you're still using your previous defenders, then you already know how dangerous it is. When we talk about eFootball 2027, guys, we're already talking about pain. We lost all our build-up center backs, so when you are playing this game currently, avoid using cards like you can see me, I bench my Baresi. The reason is simple. When you check his his playstyle, this build up now turns to be an attacking playstyle. From a deep position, takes part in setting up attacks. That means his defending is basic. You can see defending is basic. So plays using his standard tactics according to the situation without employing special actions. So that means if you are still running a build up plus destroyer combination, then you are definitely in trouble. So that's why I decided to make this video, because I'm really having a very big problem these days. Like my phone is having trouble with recording. That's why I didn't upload gameplays in this new eFootball 27. So really guys, I'm suffering, and please pray for me to find money so that I can bring a new device, because I come with a lot of tactics. You can see this is the Milan tactics from 2007 under Carlo Ancelotti. So I built this is during the attacking phase and this one during the defensive phase. So I actually cloned the tactics 100%. I will say it is 100% cloned. There's no mistake that I make in this cloning. So I'm gonna feed you guys with a lot of good contents. Just I need you to be patient until maybe this week. I will try to get a new phone so that I will keep on uploading gameplays, because the most important thing for you guys in this current football 2027 is gameplay. So let's get back into the topic. uh, when we when we talk about defense, so destroyers are still active. When you check all your destroyers, they are still active. They have the basic in attack, which is 100% perfect, and then they have the destroyer in defense. So destroyers remain intact in this new eFootball update. So what are the meta cards? What do I mean by free meta cards? When you check at this void, when you look at the free void, you come to void. When you look at void from the nominated contract, he is a center back with a pay to win skill. Currently, no any defender who is free which is having this covering role. So this covering role is actually for center backs build ups. So I'm going to show you how to pair them and which side to put them, because you can't put covering role anyhow, otherwise you know what you are doing. But the best position to put them, because the build up and the destroyers, they don't just stay anyhow. Build ups, they are always the final man, so you need to know which side is the final man. Is it the right side or the left side? All these things I'm going to tell you. So let's first talk about the covering role. The covering role actively covers for teammates conducting matchup roles, which means when your destroyer moves outside and you don't have a center back with the covering role, that means your defense line is going to be exposed. And all of you watching my live stream right now already know the difficulties that we have been facing with this destroyer and build up combination, because our build up, our previous cards, they don't have the covering role. So I need you guys to sign this guy as soon as possible and combine him with your destroyer. So another meta card you can also use is this goalkeeper, Unai Simon. He came with a very good pay to win, also pay to win, uh, let me say, defensive play style. He takes a high position and rushes out aggressively to cover a wide area behind the defense. Before, in eFootball, there's only one goalkeeper that can do it, is Manuel Neuer. So even up to this update, Manuel Neuer can still perform his movement, because for him it is natural. So Unai Simon, if you watch the World Cup, you already know that Unai Simon is also playing the same like Manuel Neuer. So this goalkeeper, I can say he's somewhat reliable. If you don't have a good goalkeeper, then you can go for Unai Simon. For me, I don't consider goalkeepers in this game, because no matter the rating of the goalkeeper, they are just trash. So I use anyone I like. Sometimes I put Unai Simon, sometimes I use Vozina, sometimes I use De Gea, sometimes I use Manuel Neuer nominating contract. So for me, I don't care about goalkeepers, because even if it is Michael, your opponent will still score for goals. So for me, I don't consider them. And the third card is Maguire. So this card, if you sign this card, I'm gonna also show you all their trainings, so that in very different positions. So if you sign this Maguire, he's an extra frontman. During the attack, that means he likes to join in the attack and lay siege on the position goal at every given opportunity. So there is a way to limit this. The way to limit this, if you sign him and, for example, you sign him and you put him as a build as a center back, for example, let me show you here. Let me bring my coaching game plan. Okay, for example, you sign Maguire and you use him here. Attack information, let me say 442. Okay, when you, for example, you sign Maguire and you are pairing him with a destroyer, let me say, for example, Albert Ferrer, and let me bring Unai Simon. And okay, let's first talk about the Guehi. If you sign Guehi, so if you want to use him as a center back, then I will say yes, it's fine, but at least he has to be in a three center back line. The perfect position for him, I will say, is using him as a defensive fullback. You give him a defensive instruction to limit his extra frontman play style. Like this, why you are giving defensive? Because giving this defensive instructed the player will refrain from pushing forward in the attack. So if you sign this Guehi, because currently, let me bring for you a defensive fullback, and then you will see why I said you need to remove your defensive fullbacks. I'm having flu these days, guys. I'm really so sorry. Okay, for example, you bring Disco Sakurta. So he's a defensive fullback. Yes, it's fine. During the attack, he will stay at the back. But the problem comes with when you are defending. Defensive fullbacks are no longer OP like in 2026. All right, they are no longer that effective like in 2026. So he's a defensive fullback. Yes, during the attack, he will not go for the attack. He will stay back. But the problem comes when your opposition have the ball. He doesn't know what to do because his defensive is basic. You understand? So instead of using a defensive fullback, because currently no card is good in the defense. The defense is trash and everything is trash. So instead of risking your defense, then I would recommend you to get Maguehi. You train him like this. You train him like this with decent speed and physicality, good defense and good speed and physicality. You can reduce some from defense as long as he's a left back. You don't have to worry a lot. So I will recommend increasing his speed and acceleration. At least his speed will be better. So when you give him 89 speed, I don't think it will be enough, but compensating with the 90 awareness, it will be so good. Otherwise, you will have to reduce one from acceleration, which will affect you. So I will recommend to reduce from physicality and add to speed. The speed has to be 90 because he's going to be a left back, not a center back. Otherwise, if you a kind of you prefer physicality, then I will recommend you to do it like this. So the best one for me, I will say the best one is to give him 90 speed and 90 physicality. So if you give your Guehi 90 speed and 90 physicality, then definitely he will become a better left back. But if you are using him as a center back, then I will not recommend you to give him 89 in defensive awareness. Instead, I would recommend you to take one from speed and then add them to defense awareness. So when you add it to defense awareness, I think 89 speed can compensate more than uh, 89 defensive awareness. So at least giving him 90 defensive awareness or giving him 80 speed like this, so that the tackling also comes to 90. This is the best training for him when you are going to use him as a center back. Very decent defensive stats, very decent physicality, and very decent speed. This is the best training for him when you are going to use him as a center back. So this is what I need you to do. So if you play him here, then you have to give him defensive so that he doesn't join the attack. Alright, but I will not recommend you to put him at the center back. Why? Because he doesn't have the covering role, and this is where our next guy comes into play. Let me search for him. Joan Foyt, the one I saw it in. So Foyt, this is the best player to bring into your gameplay. So Foyt, he's he's a defensive fullback. He's a defensive fullback, but he comes with the role of a build-up, which is the covering role. This covering role actually means the player is actively covers for teammates conducting matchup roles, which is a build-up in eFootball 2026. So this is the first defensive role that Konami sent in eFootball 2027. So guys, please don't miss this card. Currently, I'm using him. You can see. I'll come and show you. So the position where to use for it and how to train him. When you sign for it, put him on the right side. The right side, guys. Always your build-ups, your covering role players must always be on the right side. Why? Because the destroyers aggressively gets out to intercept the ball. So I prefer this guy here to be a covering role. But if you are using also your defensive fullback on this side, then there's no problem. Like you have defensive fullback on this side, then you can use destroyer here as long as here is also a defensive fullback. So it depends on you, but the best position when you look at all the builder center backs in real life, they play on this side. So this is the perfect side for build up center backs. Gerard Piqué, Virgil van Dijk, who whatsoever, Rafael Varane, all of them play on the right side. So how to train this joint for it? Now this is the most important thing, because That's the best thing. When you put him at center back, his defense is still active, guys. It's active. So at least right now you have a destroyer combined with a covering role. So when your destroyer aggressively charges, that means this guy is immediately going to cover for him, which is so nice and what we are actually missing in our defense in eFootball 2027. So please take your flashy cards out. Take your Baresi 106 Baresi out like I did. When you see, this is my formation currently. I'm using Ancelotti 2007 tactics. I build it perfectly. So you can see I have taken my Baresi outside. I took him outside. Despite the rating, he will not help you. So there is no need to keep someone if you don't get the best out of him. You can see my team. I have some good defenses and attackers, but I I play players based on the system, based on system. So I don't use cards anyhow because you will not get the best out of them. So let's get back to Joan Voigt coaching. Okay. All right. When you are going to train Joan Voigt, like this guy, he's having the worst physicality. So it's really stressing because he comes with very low physicality. So decent speed but low physicality. Now the question is, how are we going to compensate for that? As long as he's going to be a center back, so I would recommend giving him at least 91 defensive awareness and 91 defensive engagement because we don't have enough progression points here, guys. So first you give him 12 in defending, and then let's come to the second part, which is the speed, the acceleration, and the physicality. How are we going to balance this? So let me first try to reduce the acceleration and then see how we can compensate with the physicality. So 81 physical contact is not good for a center back. So at least we have to push his uh, his physicality to 85. If you have 90 proficiency manager, that means you have 86 physical contact. But if you don't have, then your physical contact is 85. Now the question is, uh, what what will happen when you have a manager that provides speed? If you have a manager that provides speed, then you can reduce this one out. But if you don't have a manager that provides speed, then please leave his speed to 90. Because in eFootball 2027, guys, let me be honest with you, speed is everything. Speed is everything, guys. Everything is speed. So if you at least have 90 speed and 81 acceleration, and with his height of 185, he will compensate for you other than playing a build-up, other than just playing a build-up who is not even going to help you during defense. For example, I will say, oh, I have Baresi, yes, I suffer to get him, but now he cannot do anything in the defense. You can see his defense is completely basic. So I have to put him out. So guys, please make use of this guy. Now the right back. Let's come to the right back. If you are running a two defensive fullbacks or one defensive fullback and one attacking fullback, for example, you are running one attacking fullback and one defensive fullback, then for me, I will say, please use Jules Konde. Use Jules Konde. Take your whatever rating player out right now and put Konde. Why? Because Konde is having a defensive play style, which is the highline master. When you play this, for example, when you're still playing this Costa Curta because of rating, now, as I explained to you before, he's having a defensive fullback. Yes, during the attack he will stay at the back, but during defense he's inactive, guys. So there's no need to play rating when you already have a solution but the rating is low. So I prefer playing the solution other than playing rating. You understand? So for me, because I don't use defensive fullbacks, that's why you see my formation is not having even a one defensive fullback. So I run two attacking fullbacks. I run two attacking fullbacks. And let me tell you, two defensive fullback will not save you. It will never. That's why for me, I run two attacking fullback because AC Milan in 2007 didn't run any defensive fullback. All of them are using attacking fullback. So I am playing my eFootball with real formations, guys. I don't play with these stupid formations. So I play with real formations. All right. So when you come to Conde, he is the perfect player to play as your right back at the moment. He's the perfect player, guys. Why? Look at his height, 181 centimeter, which is already enough for a right back. And having a high line master, that means he's going to maintain an effective defensive line, keeping the shape intact as they defend. So it's better to have someone with a defensive role other than playing rating without a defensive role. Alright, and on top of that, he has decent speed, decent defense. Look at this defense, 93 awareness and 91 engagement plus 90 tackling. This is already good. And come to speed, guys, 90 speed and 88 acceleration is already huge for a right back. Defensive. For attacking right back, yes, it is low, but for defensive right back, this card is OP, guys. He's OP. Take him to your defensive fullback role right now, guys. Please, I'm begging you. Alright, so when you use these three cards like this, Jules Conde and Void and your destroyer, whatever destroyer you like, and an attacking fullback, or if you're a kind of a person who use two defensive fullback, now you put Guehi here and then you put individual instruction, you put defensive on Guehi so that he doesn't join the attack. So imagine having three players that are active during defense. Imagine having three players active during defense, guys. Highlight master, keeping the shape intact as they defend. And imagine having a destroyer which is active. And imagine having a covering role. Oh my god, this is the best combination, guys. And imagine having a defensive fullback with highline master. So this combination, guys, this combination is going to improve your defending in eFootball 2027, guys. I'm not lying to you because at the moment, guys, there's nothing that can help our defense at the moment because Konami did us free-to-play players so dirty, guys, so dirty. The Maldini pack. When you look at the Maldini pack, like, oh my god, it's really stressful, guys. It's so stressful because I spent coins on it and didn't get nothing, and I check YouTube, I found a lot of people are complaining 7k coins gone for nothing. Whoa, 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 whoa. A lot of things, guys. So at the moment, please try to use these defenders, otherwise your defense is going to be very bad. And concerning this goalkeeper, guys, I don't think he's a bad option because he's sweeper, and currently the only goalkeeper that can be similar to him is Neuer, because Neuer doesn't care about anything. He's always aggressive outside the box. So when you look at his stats, yes, his pairing is very bad. So just know that whenever the opponent shoot and he's deflecting the ball, let me say 90% he's going to parry it to the opposition striker. So for the case of the goalkeepers, don't worry about this guy. You can put him out. There's no problem. You can use any attacking goalkeeper, you can compensate for his role. Like for example, this De Gea, he's now somehow good. So that is it, guys. And one more thing, let me remind you guys, please. I'm really so sorry because My phone currently, the one I'm live streaming right now with it, cannot handle division gameplay plus live streaming. So please pray for me. Inshallah, by this week I will be able to buy a phone, because I'm currently looking for a phone, and maybe this week it will arrive, and then I'm going to post for you a lot of interesting gameplays, because this eFootball 2027, guys, the division games, you know how hard it is. So I really need to guide you. At the moment, I just need your patience, guys. Please just know that all this week also I'm not going to post any gameplay, except I will post for you a, a formation. For example, uh, I will tell you how to set up, for example, the Ancelotti tactics, which is much more effective currently in division. I am using the Ancelotti tactics, and to set these tactics, you just have to click at set formation and attacking formation, and then you choose 4-3-2-1 default, and then you come to defensive formation, you say copy from attacking formation, just like that. So when you set it like this, because Jankulovski during attack is higher than Cafu or Massimo Odo, so I recommend you to use a cross specialist, guys. A cross specialist, because he's always hugging the touchline. He's always hugging the touchline. So I recommend you to use a cross specialist and then put him higher like this. That means he will be a cross specialist during the attack, and then he will come back to his left back position during defense. And for the case of Ricardo Kaka, guys, Kaka has been a whole player AMF, guys. He's a whole player AMF. But during defense, he doesn't contribute to defense. So I recommend you to put him like this during the attack, and during defense, I recommend you to make him an SS. I need you to make him an SS, guys. SS. Yes. This is how I need you to make him during defense. He has to be SS so that the formation turns into a 4-4-2 during defense. So for the case of Gennaro Gattuso, this is the position of Gattuso. Gattuso is a DMF destroyer, guys. He's a DMF destroyer. This is Gattuso. If you know Gattuso, you know him. This guy has no relationship with scoring goals. So he's just a bully at the back. So I recommend you to change his player role to defensive and give him individual instruction defensive, guys. Give him defensive individual instruction, because Gattuso has no relationship with the goal. Why? Because he buy time for Cafu to make the overlap runs required. So give him defensive. And Ambrosini that year plays as a box to box CMF, guys. Ambrosini play as CMF during the attack, CMF box to box. Even during defense, he remained as a CMF. So for the case of Andrea Pirlo, you know Andrea Pirlo, I don't have to explain to you. This guy is forever an orchestrator, the conductor, the mastermind behind the play. So you need an orchestrator just like this. And for the case of Clarence Seedorf, guys, Clarence Seedorf that year play as an attacking midfielder, creative playmaker. When you check all his cards in football, there is only one card which is a creative playmaker, and that card represents his Milan 2007. Hear me well, Clarence Seedorf play as a creative playmaker. I know a lot of you, and there's a lot of tactics in YouTube that I cloned Clarence Seedorf, and then they end up putting Clarence Seedorf as a central midfielder, which is wrong. Clarence Seedorf plays as a creative playmaker AMF. If you think I'm lying to you, go to Efootball Hub right now and check for Clarence Seedorf. You will find his AMF creative playmaker card of Milan. And that card, when you check that card, you check the age of that card and do a research, you will find that that card is specifically for 2007. So if you have Capello, you can activate the link up by the orchestrator and the goal poacher. And for the case of Inzaghi, I just use Inzaghi. By the way, Capello Airlines with Inzaghi, oh my friend, it's a haram ball. By the way, I don't use it so often because I feel sorry for my opponent. Alright, for the case of Maldini and Nesta, Maldini plays the covering role. Maldini plays the covering role. But he plays on this side, I think, or sometimes Nesta is playing the covering role because Maldini always plays on this side. He plays as a destroyer on this side, and Nesta is playing the covering role. But during that season, I think Ancelotti instructed Maldini to be the covering role. I am very sure 100% that Maldini played the covering role because when I was creating the formation, I I I looked deep into Maldini, and Maldini was the covering role. And for the case of Dida, you can use any goalkeeper. And for the case of playstyle, guys, for the playstyle, I don't know how you will try to prefer it, but I play with possession, I play with quick counter, I play with long ball counter, I play with out wide, I play with overload. I think the one that fit it best is long ball. Why? Because Andrea Pirlo can have the vision and the creativity when Cafu already go higher up and Jankulovski go higher up, then Pirlo will have enough vision to distribute the ball. So you, I prefer using it with long ball, but sometimes it depends on the opponent. If my opponent is not responding to long ball because eFootball is weird sometimes online, so I activate long ball counter. So it depends, guys. But the one that fit it best is long ball. But if you're a position lover, you can also use position game because Milan also use some short build-ups, and then that is it. But for quick counter, no, I don't recommend you to use quick counter, guys, with the Milan Christmas tree. So that is it, guys. That is it, guys. Tomorrow, if I try to borrow my friend's phone, I will try to record for you some gameplay with these Milan tactics so that I will see how you guys can cope up with it. I will see how you can cope up with it, guys. So at the moment I can't go into division and play one game for you because it's really hard for me. My device is not able to handle division games currently, and for example, when I'm streaming like this, I can't play division games. I tried yesterday, and look at my match history. I won, and all this draw, this 1-1 draw, this 3-3 draw is because of very bad network. So I am unable to have good gameplay. That's why I decided to stop and wait for my device to come so that we will start together. So definitely we are going to get this uh, this Madison because when my device come, we still have time for this. I think there is enough time, which is up to 10. Then definitely we are going to reach maybe higher rank. if the device comes. So at the moment, please see you tomorrow, guys. But I really need your prayers. Pray for me, guys. Please pray for me. Pray for your brother. Thank you so much.